So yeah, let's start. So this is the session of session on resume building. So here I just discussed some points how we can go on building a resume. What is a resume? Why do you need it? And some specific details around that. How can you maximize your potential to be hired get the visibility? Yeah, things like that. So yeah, let's start. First slide is what is a resume? So resume is basically a gateway to the interview. Resume is not your life story. A resume is not the collection of everything you've done, that prize you went in the debate competition in 7th grade. It's not like that, but rather a snapshot, a kind of trailer of your profile, where anyone who glances through that, they can have some interesting. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Dhriti, are you saying something?
No.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, so the main thing you have to keep in mind, resume is not a curriculum vitae CV. CV is usually a detailed description of everything you have done that is usually used for academic purposes. But resume is mostly targeted for internships, industry internships as well as academic internships, but mostly towards more practical side of the spectrum. Yeah. So first and foremost, whenever it comes to a resume, you have to keep it brief and to the point. You have to capture the reader's attention very quickly. Always try to use action words, active voice, try to quantify achievements. Just to give you an idea, whatever you are doing, whatever you are writing about that, just add some specifics. For example, if you have, let's say, there are some processes in play in some firm, you have improved the process to some extent by using some methods. You can say that I used, let's say there is a modeling, let's say you are using some kind of mathematical statistical models to predict some sales. You can say that I use this model to predict sales. But it's better to use terms like I used this model which actually improved the sale by this percent, and this was the performance of the model. So like say I improved the accuracy by say 10% and our AUC was some 90%. So this kind of in every field, like in marketing, as if you know, and in other fields also, there will be some specific quantifiable terms and jargons that you have to use. One thing I notice is that most people they try to go on like adding everything and make a 2-page, 3-page, 4-page resume. That is not a good way to do it. You have to make it precise and consistent and very like brief to the point, and preferably 1 page. Most of the time the recruiter, they will be just going through the resume for a few, some 20-30 seconds before they go on to the next candidate. So no one has a time to go through all the time. So it's kind of a trailer, as I said. You have to keep only the best part so that it becomes very attractive and you can capture their attention very quickly. Yeah, so this is the golden rule of making resumes. You have to brag, but you shouldn't lie. So you needn't say this boring descriptions like I work in a very boring job. You have to use some jargons, you have to use some terms, but then you shouldn't lie at all, because whatever, if you haven't done something yourself, if you're just including it for just to glorify your profile, then two problems are there. One problem is sooner or later they will find out and you are in danger, you're in trouble. And the second problem is that whenever you start doing that, you won't feel the responsibility to start something. So when I first started building my resume in BSc first year, I saw that I haven't done anything. So that creates a pressure on yourself. So just try to keep that in mind. And yeah, I think that's very helpful. Yeah, these are the main points. Reverse chronological order. This is very important. So reverse chronological order means that whatever you have done very recently, you put that in first. Then before that, whatever you've done, you put that in second, and so on. So just to give you an example, if you are doing bachelor's now, you put that latest, and then before that you had higher secondary, before that secondary, and so on. And if you have any industry exposure, internship experiences, you should put that in top, that work experience this, before that, like that. One issue that everyone has been I have seen in many cases, that people just don't put in the effort. They just take some senior's resume and just copy paste the content. This is a very bad idea. And mostly whenever you'll be applying for jobs, what happens is that most people, let's say some 20-30% group, they're applying for the same job, and 80% content of the resume, courses names are exactly same. So you are one person among a very large herd. So that's a very bad idea. You should try to put some unique stuff. Another question I have seen people ask, that I haven't had some very significant achievements, so what can I put in my resume? This is a very valid thing. And I think the most important thing that you have to keep in mind is, it's not about only the competitive achievements, like in some exams where 10,000 people appeared, you had some X 10 or 15 rank. That's good, but that's not actually adding value towards anyone's life. But on the other hand, if you can build something, let's say you have built a community that has helped someone do something. Let's say you have organized a blood donation camp, or let's say, even to be more specific, if you are from a marketing background, let's say if you have actually run a marketing campaign that has some very quantifiable results, those are actually adding value towards the people, towards the consumer, towards the customer, or even towards yourself. Even if you make some interesting projects and make a portfolio, then that's sufficient. So yeah, just work on cool stuff, build an online portfolio. Could it be Quora answers, Medium, blogs, maybe LinkedIn articles, maybe some projects on GitHub. For design, as you guys earlier said, whatever you are doing on Canva or something, you can put on Behance. So yeah, and try to build something, and experiment, fail, repeat, and just share the results with the community. And yeah, that's a good way to start. Then other thing comes into that, how to start something from scratch. If you don't have any idea how to start something from scratch, maybe you can take some inspiration from what's already there. Go see other people's good content, and yeah, try to take some inspiration. But obviously don't just copy it blindly. Try to add some unique flavor of yourself. Try to change something. So maybe even merge to different streams, or merge to different set of yeah. So is anyone saying anything? Hello. Hello. Hey, everyone who joined this showed up. Manisha, Milan. Hey, welcome guys. So we have already started. So yeah, do you want to say a few words about yourselves? And just unmute yourself, whoever wants to speak, so that I can hear you. Hey.
Hello, I'm Manisha
Hey, Manisha.
Goswami.
Yeah.
I'm pursuing BA final year English honors from Sarojini Naidu, Dum Dum, and I live in Calcutta, West Bengal.
Thanks. Very nice to meet you. I hope you enjoyed the session. So we just started, for those who joined very recently, we just started here. We just started some points, what is a resume and how you can build on the resumes. So I'll add the slides in an open source link where you can go back and check. So no worries, just keep with me, and feel free to stop me anytime for any confusion, any question, anything you want to discuss. Just stop me. Yeah, that's it. So as I was saying, the major main purpose of a resume is not to add your life story, but to add some snapshots, some interesting things from your experiences that actually create some very interesting journey, and the recruiter actually sees that your overall personality, and that's specific to the position that you're applying for. You don't need to put really unique stuff, but you have to go and build something and try out stuff, so that it becomes interesting. Don't just copy paste your senior's resume, all the same courses that everyone is doing. All that is great. So whatever responsibility is there, it's fine, but whatever you are achieving actually in terms of results, in terms of quantifiable things, that is very important. So for example, as you said, if you are doing a BA course in, let's say, anything, history or geography, everyone is learning that. But if you are creating some unique blog post about that on any platform like Medium or anything, or even if you are, let's say, you are teaching some students, or let's say in an NGO, you have opened an NGO where you are teaching some 30 students for some 6 months, you can add that. That is actually a value addition. So don't think that I have not done any internships. What should I write and what should I do? But yeah, try to have some interesting experiences and try to talk about that. Definitely, there are some resume template websites. I'll link to them, and you guys can go through that. And yeah, so this resume.com, Novo Resume, these things are there. Yeah, let's continue. So this is a fun slide. It says that whatever you write in your resume, that should be consistent with your personality. So for example, if you write about things like I have gone and given a speech on 1,000 people, I am very good at communication, but then when you are talking, if you stumble, if you're not sure, then it's a red flag. So whatever your personality type is, try to put that into the resume. Don't try to lie, don't try to exaggerate, or yeah, but you should brag a little bit, because yeah, you have to stand out a little bit. And obviously be ready to defend each and every line, like whatever technologies you have put, whatever things you are writing, you should be able to defend that. You should know what that means, and not only the incidents but the backgrounds also. So if you say that I am good at this technology, then you have to understand the underlyings of that and how it relates to the job market, and how are they actually being used in today's world, mostly in industry but also in academia. And remove the unnecessary parts. So you have to remove these hats from the resume to make it precise and consistent. So that quiz competition you won, this terms like references available on request. Sometimes people put words like I'm very hardworking, I'm very ambitious. These things doesn't mean anything, and you can't even defend those things. So yeah, just keep it in mind. And things like date of birth, sexual preferences, race, gender, political affiliation, these things these are not relevant for the job, unless it is. So yeah, please try to keep that in mind. And there are some online courses and websites. I think everyone who is in college, they have right now, people have a good time to learn from these courses and build a good profile, learn different skills, like as you said, digital marketing. When people who are in science, they might learn coding. And design, everyone should learn a little bit of design skills, and how to put yourself out there, and how to talk properly, precisely, these kinds of things. Yeah, I think you should practice. So up to this point, any question, any discussion, anything you want to share, any confusion, anything I should go back? So please stop me. And yeah, any question about the online courses that I put up here? Everyone can see the screen, right? Can I just please say yes?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, so here I'll give you some brief idea about the courses thing. Here, the Coursera is a really one of my favorite sites. So this is there you can find many world-class universities like Stanford, Harvard. They are putting up their courses for free for you to learn, and the content is free in most of all these things, all these sites. But to get a certificate, there are some processes. Like for Coursera, you can apply for financial aid, and after a few days they will approve you the aid, and you will actually get a real certificate from, let's say, Stanford or Harvard or anything, that for free after completing the course. So yeah, definitely you guys should check this out. And any confusion, any guidance for this financial aid thing, you can anyway contact me anytime. So just to go back, my social handles are Shourav's chat, any thing, and I have also, I'll link to these things, and you can reach out to Stuti or me anytime, and yeah, we'll guide you on that. I'll make this presentation available open source. So yeah. And coming back to the online courses thing, Udemy is a good one. Coursera actually has many assignments, quizzes, all these things, discussion sessions. So it's very good, very so there's high level of engagement, and you learn a lot. You have to put in the effort. Udemy is not that great, but then you can quickly get some certificates after watching the videos, and some courses are free too. So yeah, check that out. NPTEL is there. NPTEL is an initiative by IITs and ISC, and yeah, there are some good courses, but the exam was generally done offline. You guys have to check if there is any online thing that have just started. Otherwise, these things are there for people in science background, data camp. So who want to go into, let's say, this data analysis kind of things, Datacamp is a very great website, and there's a way you can get a 2-month free account. You can get me in touch with that. I'll create a post later, and I'll link to that. Then there is edX and Udacity. These things are there. They are high quality, but they're paid. So yeah, just try to do these courses, and I think there's a learning community also. You can join these communities, and yeah, you'll get to learn a lot. And these are they actually host the practical things that's happening in the industry. What sometimes that's not available in academia. Sometimes our academia is like some 30 years ago, and they are detached from the reality. So yeah, I think we should have this idea. And then when it's coming to building a portfolio, hosting projects, GitHub is a really good place. You can host projects, coding projects, and also any file hosting. So for example, I'll be sharing this file itself on the GitHub. And so what happens that if you post something, if you create something of value and share it to the world, two things. One thing, the people who are learning digital marketing, they'll know that it helps in the SEO thing, that whenever someone searches your name in Google, those things come up. And if you don't have anything like that, probably your Facebook profile will come up, which is not a good idea. And so yeah, I think you guys should start using sites like LinkedIn, sites like Quora, GitHub, and like this professional sites, Medium, and start sharing a little bit of content, anything like that. And yeah, if anyone has started anything like that, like any blogging or anything, I'd love to know. Please do feel free to unmute yourself and talk. Yeah. And so other than that, for design, people who are in creative jobs, for design portfolio, there is this Behance.net. One thing I would like to say is that sometimes we feel that if we are studying X subject, we shouldn't learn about Y. That's not the idea. These are the skills anyone can learn. I am from a statistics background. I can learn digital marketing. Someone from digital marketing can learn statistics. Only thing they need to is the perseverance. The information is there. Just put in the effort. That's it. And you should definitely make a web page. This is a site where you can create a free web page, about.me. So I had created my page, about.me, Saurabh Nandi. You can check it out, and you can have a template. How can you go about that? So yeah, probably the most important thing is whenever you have something on the internet where you can host to all of your channels, all of your content, everything, that actually gives, even if the recruiter doesn't click on the link, when he sees that your website is there, that's a very strong thing. Whenever, even if you are applying for an academic thing, whenever a professor sees that, that is a very strong value proposition. Yeah, so this is a fun slide again. So you have to brag a little bit out in the resume. Even if you are in the left side, you have to try to do this kind of things, try to add some keywords. And there's a thing called ATS. ATS is applicant tracking system. So what happens is, in the large firms like say Google or Microsoft, or firms like they have thousands of people applying, hundreds of resumes coming in, they use this thing called applicant tracking system, where they parse your resume, they put your resume through a software and they keep the keywords. So for that case, you'll need the industry rated keywords. So you have to know whichever position you are applying for, what are the relevant keywords, what are the things. Like for example, I am in data science, so I have to add these terms like statistics, machine learning, AI, and all these terms, Python, R, and specific to every field. So for example, if you are in, let's say, digital marketing, you have to use all these terms related to digital marketing, SEO, search engine optimization, and then how's the AdWords and all this kind of stuff. Probably people who know can elaborate on that. Hey, so for the new guys who joined, welcome. Hey, I'm Saurabh. Those who have missed the earlier slides, I'll put that up. I'll link to that. You can just go through them. If anyone wants to introduce yourself, please unmute yourself and say a word or two, a line or two about themselves. Yeah, any questions, anything?
Hi, I'm Ramneek,
Hey,
and I'm pursuing BBA from the Khalsa College, and I love to travel. And sir, I have a doubt. I have also visited Coursera.com,
yeah,
but when I went to the register to that course, they asked for you can say the ID of the
ID proof,
credit card, like
right.
if I don't have, it can be omitted, or we have any other option to register
So the
that?
thing is that you can learn everything yourself, but whenever you want the certificate, then you will have to verify yourself. So two things. First of all, whenever these things come up, just whatever they're asking, just keep that. Like no, like this Coursera, edX, these are very trusted sites. No security issue is there. So just fill it up, and yeah, that's it. And if you have any confusion regarding this kind of positive, you can always reach me out. I'll link up to how you can reach me out. And definitely start using Google. Like whenever you have, let's say you are not able to fill up a ID verification form for Coursera, so just go to Google and search how to fill up ID verification form for Coursera, and you'll find results. You'll find Quora answers, you'll find LinkedIn results. For coding, you'll find in Stack Overflow. So start googling things, start using the and start googling even how to Google. Like there are some specific ways you can specify some search result by time frame, by keywords, by region. Start learning that. Googling is the most important skill nowadays. Yeah, so yeah, I hope that answered your question, Ramnik. Thanks for joining. If anyone
Okay,
else,
yeah.
yeah,
Yes, sir. Thank
yeah, thank you. And also regarding Coursera, another thing is that financial aid option is there. So that thing definitely will be very helpful. So you guys want to check that out. Financial aid is like you can do the courses for free, and you'll get a certificate for free as soon as you complete the courses. Yeah. So yeah, let's
Okay.
move on. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Let's move on. So these are some other important tips. Most important tip is in resume, the main purpose of the resume is just a highlight and not the life story. So it has to be catchy. All the things you have done, accomplishments, not the responsibilities, the thing that they actually achieved, the action verbs, like told that I improved this process, I led team of n number of people, I managed them, I accomplished this, I organized that, I built this, I designed that. So this kind of things, I optimize this process by the X%, Y%, and industry specific keywords or jargons that you definitely have to use. So yeah, this is the thing, and try to use the white space properly. So what I mean by that is, if there is a section and if there is a, okay, let me just go through an example. So this is the example of a resume. Can everyone see the resume? I hope everyone can see. So here, this is available online.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
sure, thanks. So you guys can go through that. I'll share the Word format. And so the main thing, as you can see, whoever just takes a glance at the resume, they will see these words: Apple, Microsoft. Sorry. Yeah, so they will see these words: Apple, Microsoft, Pennsylvania coming up. Software design intern, head teaching assistant. So whenever there is white space around that, the words are more highlighted. So just keep that in mind. Then comes the objective section. Sometimes people just spend too much time in the objective section, like some 3-4 line objective section. That is not needed. Just be precise and specific, unless you want to change your industry, in which case you might want to add that. Try to, whenever you're including the skills, try to add some tabled sections and definitely quantify your achievements. And it goes without saying that spelling and grammar is absolutely crucial. If you haven't spent enough time checking the spellings and grammar, then yeah, no one is going to trust you with real world responsibilities. And people who are thinking that we don't have any awards or any kind of experience like that, just to try to create something, any blogs, any articles, any voluntary experiences, any community, just to create something, write about them and link to them. That's it. So yeah, putting it all together, this is a format. And yeah, just I'll share the format, but just to give you an idea, a reverse chronological order. If there is any employment, you put that in the above section, and then the education and skills and language frameworks and everything in the later part. And probably it's a good idea to add all the website links or anything like that. And resume is definitely going to help you in a job search. And one thing, very important thing to keep in mind is that we just start applying for jobs online and forget about it. But that's not a good idea. You have to reach out to people. You have to reach out to the exact people, not just applying online. Let's say if you want a job, industry internships, search the recruiters on Google, on LinkedIn, and just talk to them that I want this. This is my background. Please consider my profile. If you want academic internships, so most of the good academic institutions have their professor's email ID available in the website. Just drop them a mail that I saw this research paper of yours. I was really impressed. I want to work with you. Can you please guide me? So yeah, just like that, just send mails. But obviously, you have to follow up also because people are busy. So just if you didn't hear back from after 7 days or let's say 3-4 days, you might want to follow up. But definitely don't spam. Like just don't keep following up. That's not helpful. And the cover letter, you shouldn't cover letter and this tell me something about yourself question in any interview. The most important thing is don't repeat your resume line by line. Try to have a coherent story, a very interesting perspective into your own amazing personality. That's the thing. And if you're sharing the resume online, try to save as PDF and not doc, because what happens is sometimes the Word document opens in a totally distorted different way in a different version of Word. So PDF is a better. You can just use MS Word to create a PDF file. And then there's you can shorten the, you can probably keep the resume in a Google Drive folder and just share the link after shortening using service like Bitly. So what it means is that whenever, if you keep the resume in a folder and just share the folder link, then if you want to update the resume, you can just delete the file and add a new file. But if you share the resume directly, you might not have the option. But yeah, definitely you have to keep in other things like into mind also, like where are you applying and what are the rules. Yeah, so this is something. Any questions up to this point? Please go on. Any comments, any questions, anything? I hope this is being helpful.
Hello.
Yeah, please go on. Muskan?
Yeah. Hi, this is Muskan here.
Hey, Muskan. Hey.
So, I'm doing computer science from Ramaiah Institute of Technology, Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm also in
basically,
Bangalore. Yeah.
Oh, hi. So basically, I want to ask that I have taken up certain courses on Coursera already. I'm basically into data science and all.
Yeah.
So I have taken up the NG courses and also I've got the certification as well.
Yeah, nice. Great. Cool.
Yeah, so I want to ask, can we put that on our resume as well?
Yeah, definitely.
The course certificate?
You should put that, but then you should also make sure if they ask you some question, you can defend that. So you should definitely put that, write the, like not only Andrew Ng, write the name Stanford University. That's a good thing, right? Stanford University, machine learning. These are the keywords you want to go for. So yeah, definitely put that and also revise the content so that if they ask you something, you can relate like what was there actually. So yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, I hope that clarifies. Thanks. And anyone, feel free to reach out to me anytime. With any questions, no problem. So yeah, let's move on. So yeah, all this is great, but what if it doesn't work for me? Like you can say that, yeah, all this is great, it has worked for you and everyone else, but probably it's not working for me. So then the most important thing is you have to adjust these tips towards your specific role or situation, right? So something might not work for you, something might have worked for me, might not work for you. So you have to experiment, you have to keep applying, and yeah, so that's the most important. I hope you enjoy the meme. Yeah. And definitely if you are in some design related jobs, then you might want to go a little bit crazy and create something like this. So this is girl Deepti. She I have linked these things in the reference section, so you can go see that. So what she did is she created this speech deck using Kelvin Hobbes, and yeah, I'm Deepti, I don't have a great solo picture, I can deal with pressure and deadlines. So this kind of creative stuff, you can just think about many creative ideas and yeah, and go on. So just to clarify, the meeting will end in 2:30 minutes because it's a free plan. If anyone has any question, just stop me. And yeah, and these are some references. So this is all I had. Anyone have any questions? We have 2 minutes 30 seconds left. So please go on. Nice to meet you, everyone. I am Shourabh Nandi, and it's great to be here. Anyone can thanks a lot to Stuti and Ador for arranging the session. I hope this was helpful. We'll share the links with you. And yeah, do feel free to drop me an email in this. You can probably write it down somewhere and just drop.
So what we can do is that they can try writing their own resumes, because they're in college and internship or something will be necessary for them one time or the other. So if I will share your mail ID or WhatsApp number, so they can do one thing is that they can write, or if they have one, they can share it with you and you can give your input. So will that be okay with everyone? Sriti, Milan.
So it's probably better to share in email or LinkedIn. I prefer. Yeah. So this is my mail ID. Just you can write down, and just any confusion, anything you want to discuss, just drop me a mail. No issues. And in the GitHub, I'll maintain a updated version of this thing. So you can just bookmark this page. I've already updated these slides, and I'll keep anything I update later on. I'll add them also. But yeah, nice to meet you, everyone. Great talking. If there is any question, we have still 1 minute left. Thanks again. Nice to meet you, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. Yeah, so please go on.
So
yeah.
I would request each one of you that if you feel like to give your resume to sir to see, that if he has
And
like
don't call me
if
sir.
needs any more
Call me Shourabh.
I don't know how to call you.
Yeah, there's some 30 seconds
left.
left.
Call him Shourabh.
Yeah.
So I generally call him Shourabh. So if you have any problems, or it would be great if you share your resume with him, because I hope that will be on a more positive side, because you might win some positive inputs from him. So everyone, please, it's okay if it's possible for
so
you.
We have very few seconds left. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Great to talk. Yeah, so in Zoom they have in the free version they have like 40 minutes limit. So yeah, that thing is there. So yeah, another finally, just keep applying. Don't lose hope. This job market